What's going on, guys? Welcome back to Clashing Guide, brought to you by Hilalo and Wonderful Clashers and Penguin Massacre. And if this is your first time watching one of my videos, thanks for checking out Clashing Guide. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you like what I have to say. Alright, in this episode, we're going to be talking about how to make an anti-dragon or dragoon war-based defensive layout for Townhall 8s only. So just like the Townhall 9 video, the previous video that I uploaded, you're going to be centralizing your air defenses. That's the first thing you want to do when making an anti-air defensive layout for Townhall 8. You're going to be centralizing your air defenses, and you don't want any air defenses that's easy to pick off using hog riders. You wanted to make it a little bit difficult to get to the air defenses. So as you see here, the 3 air defenses are all centralized and they're hard to get to. You can't pick them off using hog riders. And just like the previous video, you're going to be using the air sweeper to try to bait the people to be attacking from the top. As you see here, the air sweeper targets 2 air defenses, so it's going to be really hard for anybody to attack from the bottom just because of the air sweeper. So you're going to try to bait people to attack from the top where this air defense is. And if they do attack from the top, we got a nice little surprise waiting for them if they do. So once they attack from the top, the trap placement is going to be a little different than what we had in the previous episode. In the previous, for Townhall 9, you had the seeking air mines right next to the air defenses so they could target the lava hounds. But for Townhall 8, people are going to be using dragon and balloon to attack your base using air attacks. And when they do this, the dragons move kind of slow. People are going to put their dragons down and then followed by the balloons, but the balloons are going to get closer to the air defense before the dragons, and that's what I am predicting they will try to do. And if the balloons do come in, they got these 2 red air bombs waiting for them, and you want these air bombs to be hitting the balloons. You don't want them to be hitting the dragons, because they do a lot of damage to balloons and clusters, but they don't do that much damage to dragons. So it does more damage to the balloons. You're going to have these closer, and you're hoping that the balloons come in front of the dragons to try to take out this air defense, and if they do come in before them, these air bombs should take care of them. Alright, and once the dragons get a little closer, these seeking air mines should be able to hit them. But before that, you're going to see these wizard towers are covering this air defense, so if the balloons do come in first, they're going to be hit by these 2 air bombs, followed by these 2 wizard towers right here, both next to the air defense. Hopefully the balloons will be destroyed before they can make any progress. Then once the dragons come a little closer, they're going to be hit with these seeking air mines. And even if this air sweeper is not being utilized when they are attacking from the top, as you see, the dragons, once they start coming in, they're going to have a bunch of defenses start hitting them. You have these 2 archer towers waiting, these 2 air defenses waiting, these 3 Teslas. They're all going to start shooting the dragons once they come in from the top. Alright, the next thing you want to look at is the placement of your storages. A lot of people think storages are useless in war, but you could use these as a type of wall to protect your air defenses. If somebody attacks from the top, the dragons are going to spend a lot of time hitting these storages here at the bottom. And this king takes a while to destroy because he has a lot of health. So you're going to put 2 storages and the king on one side, and you're going to put 3 storages on the other. And hopefully the air defenses could do a lot of damage to the dragons before the dragons start coming inside, just because they spend so much time on the storages. And the last thing you want to look at is the placement of your Teslas. I always tell people that you want your Teslas all together, because once they all pop up all together at the same time, on their own, they don't do that much damage. But when they're paired with 2 other Teslas or 3 other Teslas at Townhall 9, they start doing major damage to the dragons, and you can see that they start working like an air defense. So having them bunched up like this is a very effective strategy that I see a lot of people use at the upper Townhall levels. Now, you don't want the Teslas to be too close to the Townhall, because if the balloons come inside and they start hitting the Teslas, they could easily take out the Townhall just from the balloons. Now, the way this base is laid out, it should be easy to get 1 star. It's difficult to get 2 stars, and even harder to get 3 stars. So this is a very effective defensive layout at Townhall 8. Because if you notice in wars, Townhall 8s are usually 2 stars, sometimes 3 stars. So you want to avoid them from getting that 3rd star at Townhall 8. Alright, so let's wrap up the rules that we mentioned in this video on making a successful anti-air or defensive layout. First rule, as always, you should centralize your air defenses. You don't want any easy to pick off using hog riders. The second rule we mentioned was the placement of your traps. You're hoping that the balloons come in first, that's why the air bombs are going to be hitting the balloons, and you want the seeking air mines to be hitting the dragons. The third rule is you're going to be using the air sweeper to try to bait people to attack from the position that you want them to attack. In this base, you want people to attack from the top, so you're setting the air sweeper down. The next rule is the placement of your storages. You're using the storages as a sort of wall to protect your air defenses. You want dragons to spend a lot of time on your storages before they get to the air defense, just so that you can maximize the amount of damage that the air defenses do on the dragons. And last but not least, you want to bunch up your Teslas, because together they do a lot of damage, almost the same amount as the air defense, but on their own they barely do anything and they're not that effective. So bunch up your Teslas to maximize damage. That's it for this episode, guys. We'll see you next time on Clashing Guide.